Hello, hello. Grabbing a few things for us. Let's see here. We just got started. Welcome in. We are going to be finishing our tank talk from last Tuesday, but I'm still getting things set up. So, throwing the link in the chat for the Discord if anyone's interested in that. I will also pin it.
https://discord.gg/atian4f.
Perfect. And as you can see, if you chat, it will read it to me, so I should not miss anything. So if anyone stops in along the way, feel free to use the chat. I am down to answer any questions. Hi, Letty. How are you? Okay, so we made the 2 panels. If you finished your homework, I know many of you haven't, present company included. You should have 2 panels. This is folded in half because it is a very long panel. Obviously, this is going to go over the shoulder and hit at your waist or your hips or whatever area you picked. And if you guys did not do all of this, then check out last Tuesday's class, because last Tuesday's class I taught how to do the repeat. And I know, Letty, you know this, but I'm more saying this for whoever watches this after the fact. If you look at last Tuesday's class, I walked through the whole repeat, and then you should have the 5 stripes going across. So we have 5 stripes is my width. You might choose to do 4 if you're a little bit skinnier. We're not going to mention anything. Or if you're carrying a little holiday weight, you might want to add a few stripes for whatever's custom. You can customize it to your fit. And then we also talked about how to make it longer by adding multiples of 6 and then +1. So you can really make this and tailor this to your own body type. And I'm going to include all of that as I keep writing the pattern, and I'll have that available on my Etsy shop. So Letty, you can hear me, right? We're good? You can hear me loud and clear? I have my water. We have our eye hook. This is a 5.5 millimeter. And I have my yarn. So you're going to, hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me? Please sound check, because I know we've had problems in the past. I will type it just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just about to type it. I was like, ah! I know there's a big delay on JaneBot. This is a newer JaneBot too, so it shouldn't be delayed, but I digress. It sounds like it might be like a bandwidth issue. I don't know. We'll figure it out as time goes on. But, okay, so you're going to lay your 2 panels side by side. They are still folded in half. So I have my 2 panels folded in half, and I'm going to lay it side by side. I haven't done this on a smaller table before, so we're going to see how this works. And now I'm going to butt this one up right to this. Because what's going to happen is this is going to become our V-neck. And this is going to be our waistline. So now the only other thing I need is the prototype I already made so I can see how far up we are going to be stitching. Here's the one that we've already made. Let me lay it down. How far up are we going to stitch? On both sides, by the way, front and back. Front and back! Friends reference. Okay, you're going to go about 13 inches. About 13 inches. If you want to be a little more risque, you can go a little lower. If you want to be a little more conservative, you can go a little higher. I'll let you be whatever's your comfort, but here's how we're going to do it. So grab your 2 panels. And then, of course, I put all the yarn underneath the panels, which doesn't help me help you, but we're good. Okay. Technically, you can use one of your tails to go ahead and start sewing it, but I don't have any tails that are meeting at this point, so I am going to go ahead and just do a slip knot, and then we're going to start crocheting these together. This is not rocket science. Many of you guys have done this before, but I'm taking the top chain here, and I'm looking for the top, well, it's technically the bottom because this was a foundation double crochet, which you're going to be thanking me now because it's going to look really good now that we did that stitch instead of chaining. But you're going to grab those 2. This is going to make it real easy. We're just going to slip stitch it. So to slip stitch, you're just inserting the hook, yarn over, and you're pulling through everything. And you're going to go all the way across until you hit about 13 inches. It's not crazy. Like I said, this part, I mean, it's overwhelming to start making wearables, but it really doesn't have to be. You just got to break it down. You gotta break it down. A lot of these are concepts you guys all know from making blankets, from making scarves, from making all the things. So again, just insert slip stitches. You're pulling through all the loops on the hook. That's all a slip stitch is. If you want, you can also do a single crochet. I've seen a lot of people do that as well. Not my favorite approach because it adds a really big, as you can see, this bump right here. This is going to be on the inside, but if you had a single crochet, it would be a little bit thicker. Now, some people don't care because they're like, well, I'm going to flip it inside out. No one's going to see it anyway. So you do you. You do you. That is an alternative. But I'm going to stick with slip stitch, even though it's a little bit harder to get a rhythm. It's okay. It'll go fairly quickly. But in the meantime, if anyone ever has any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Again, I used Lion brand yarn. It's this is the Pound of Love. It is, I forget which green. I can look. I believe it was like sage or something like that. I always want to call it sage, but something tells me it was something else. But I can always link it. I think I put it in my link tree, which that link is in the bio. Everything that I use or recommend, I try to keep up on those links so you guys can find them, and they're in the link tree, and when you swipe right, it takes you to the shop section. Yes, they're affiliate links. You guys know the drill. Okay, so let's keep slip stitching across. How far are you on this, Letty? I know you were making some good progress after yesterday. Ah. I'm going to have to get some royalty-free, like, elevator music going on for these moments if I keep doing these, which I think I'm going to. I really like the fact that I'm recording more stuff and you guys have more things to use.
Please don't ask.
Please don't ask what happened! No! You were doing so good when I left you yesterday.
Not much further than you last saw.
What happened? You didn't have to frog more, did you? I hope not. Alright, let's keep going. I think I'm a few inches shy. Alright, where are we? Oh, we're about there. So 13
I'm
inches.
flipping between it and Becky's sweater scarf.
Oh, that's right. Well, you're just doing too much. It's all good, though. I'm glad you are. I enjoy having multiple projects, too. Something to bounce around. Alright, so we haven't done the sides yet. I'm just going to flip it, and we're going to do the back. Ooh, maybe flipping it was not going to... that went better in my head. Alright, we're going to flip it and do the back, and then we will tackle the sides. And the only reason why is because I have to measure those. I think those went up a little bit higher, but we still need to also make room for the arms, so I will show you how we do that. But now we are still, you've got the opening. The seam we just did is on the back side now. I need people to stop calling me. Okay, so here we go. Let's grab our yarn. Oh, wait, we don't need to grab our yarn. We have a long tail. Do we have a long enough tail? No, we do not. Those are short tails. Yep, we're going to grab our yarn. Slip knot it. And again, you're just grabbing the first chain that you can. And then you're doing the same thing here. And we're going to yarn over and start slip stitching for another 13 inches. So we're doing the same on the front as the back, which is good. Now you know. Now you guys never have to worry about whether or not you're putting your clothes on backwards. Not that that's a frequent problem for me, But, you know, some of us, we struggle. Some of us, we struggle. It's all right. It's all right. No judgment. I think we might be able to finish this today. And then next week I want to start the scarf that I was making, Letty. Oh my god, it's actually starting to turn out really good. Now that I know what the heck I'm doing. But I think I'll record that next Tuesday and start getting you guys on that. I know you're like, slow down. I can't. I have to keep creating. I have to keep doing stuff. This is the tedious, boring part. It's alright. It's alright. We're getting through it. And then once we get the cuff going around the bottom, you'll be good to know how to finish this. And I really like how it it ties it all together. It makes it look more finessed. Oops. Oh no, oh no. So go slow, you don't want to grab any extra strands. I think we're getting close, let's see. I could technically just look over here. We need to go a little bit more, I think. Yeah, a little bit more. Alright, are we there? Are we there yet? Yes, we are. And then just fasten off. Alright, now we need to do the sides. And just the same way, we're not going to go all the way up because this is going to become our armhole. So your sides are like this. We're going to go, I'll fold this in half so we can see. So we've got the fold. This is where it's like that. And then the two open ends, which are going to become our waist, are right here. And we're going to be stitching them up along the side. Now let's take a look at our prototype, see how far up we're going to go. Ooh, almost spilt my water. Almost spilt my water. And we're going from here to here. So where's my measuring tape? From here, it looks like about 12. Do I want to do 12 or 13? We're going to do, honestly, probably 13 also. So 13 inches on all of the seams. That's good to know. That'll be easy to write up. Alright, so here we go. Any long tails? Nope, I did not do good at a long tail, and I honestly don't trust it anyway, because if I run out of yarn, I'm not going to want to do another knot in the middle, so I'm just going to go ahead and slip knot it again. And we're going to start making that seam right here. And if you guys are new here, welcome. Feel free to ask any questions. I teach crochet. We do a live class every Thursday, and then we do a pop-up live on Tuesdays. And we've been collectively working on this tank top. The first part of the how to set it up and how to get started is available for replay. All of my classes, if you will, or all of my how-tos are available. And we do a lot of things. Wearables, amigurumi, anything like that. Ooh, ooh, slip knot. Or not, I'm sorry, slip stitch. You could also whip stitch this together if you wanted to. You guys know I'm not a fan of whip stitch because it like adds a little bit of tension that I don't like to the seams. So that's why I'm choosing to do a slip stitch, or why a lot of people also do the single crochet, because it has a little bit more give than the slip stitch. A slip stitch can become kind of tight, no different than your chains when you're stitching. So sometimes people recommend using a larger hook for this part. I think I'm doing okay at not pulling my tension too tight though. And if any of you guys want to test this pattern, I actually have it on a Google Doc. It's in our Discord. My community has a Discord. There's several of us in there. We exchange patterns, we exchange ideas, we inspire each other. That link is in the chat. It is pinned at the top. Feel free to join it. It is free. And you guys can always give this pattern a test. Otherwise, I'm going to be releasing it on my Etsy store soon. Or you can follow these tutorials, obviously, because I've already recorded everything. And if you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. It will read it out loud. I will not miss it. Alright, let's see where we're at.
Love this stitch, what is it?
Hi, Nana. It's a repeat. Like, you've got double crochets, you've got some like V stitches, and then these puff stitches that I've actually seen a lot of people doing lately. I actually already recorded how to do this. It's in last Tuesday's video, and that's in the Get Hooked playlist on my channel. But I walk you through the first section, and then I tell you obviously how to repeat it 5 times if you want to turn this into a tank top like I have done. But this would also be a great stitch for blankets. You can use it for scarves. You can use it for a lot of things. So that is in last Tuesday's video. I will tell you, the audio in the beginning wasn't working, so fast forward it a little bit. It did get fixed, and then you won't miss anything. We had a problem with the mic. Not my finest moment, for sure. I actually think I stitched too much right there. We'll frog it if I need to. Hold on. I need 13 inches. Yeah, okay. I got a little happy.
Better with videos, heavy black heart.
Oh, a lot of people do. A lot of people are visual learners. What's up, Patricia? How are you? Drink your water, Stitches. I'm a little weird. I actually like the diagrams when I crochet, but I do have a lot of tutorials that teaches you how to use diagrams, so that's the good news. Is if that's something you've never tried, you might want to check those out too. Alright guys, this is the last part that we haven't sewn together, and it is another one of the armholes. So again, 13 inches. Grab your yarn, and we're going to slip stitch all the way across.
I good in hospital.
Why are you in the hospital, Patricia? Oh my god, are you okay? Alright, there's our slip knot, and we're just going to grab the top of this stitch. The chain was our top stitch here, so make sure you go into the top chain. And then we're going to start slip stitching all the way across. Yarn over and go through all of them. What happened? You're not the only one. Carolyn on TikTok, she also ended up in the hospital. Oh, blood pressure? Oh my god. Hopefully you're okay. Do you have a history of that? I shouldn't ask. That's probably personal. My bad. But yeah, I'm glad that you're okay. Hopefully you'll get out soon.
Would you mind holding it up, please?
I can. I'll hold up the black one. Give me a second. Actually, hold on. It's easier to see this one. It's easier to see this one. First, I have the bigger camera doing this, so you're going to see this here. We're going to do a cuff around it. But that's, it'll be easier for you to see there, because obviously I have a smaller camera here, but there you go. There you go. Ooh,
No, I don't.
went backwards. This is what it ends up looking like when we get the cuff on it, which is going to look like that. And so that's what it looks like. This was a DK weight. This one was a 4-weight yarn.
It was 200/123.
Holy cow! Grace, how are you? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome in.
Sunday.
That's definitely high, Patricia. What made it so high? Do you normally struggle with that? That's crazy. Alright, let's keep slip stitching. Let's keep... Hold on. I thought it would be a lot easier to show you than I thought, and now I've got yarn everywhere. It's funny. Alright, cool. Hopefully you were able to see that, Nana. You're going to have to figure out what's causing it, though.
They don't know.
They don't know? Ugh. Is that why you're still there? Or are they still trying to run tests and figure it out? I hope they get to the bottom of it. That's not fun, and you don't need to be worried like that. That's not good at all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Welcome in, guys. If you're new, feel free to ask any questions you have, but I teach crochet on the regular. We have a weekly class on Thursday, and lately I've been doing...
Just saw you was on.
Lately I've been doing pop-up lives every Tuesday just to get more patterns recorded and whatnot, so welcome in. Welcome in.
You are going through both loops with a slip stitch?
Yes. Yes. You could also do one loop. You could do like a back and front. You could do like a back and front. Later, Patricia. Feel better, my love. Keep us posted. And then, I let you teach what you was on. Oh, yeah, no, you're good. You're good. This is the monotonous part, Patricia, so you're good. Once we get past this part, we're going to move to the cuffs. So if you guys haven't seen how to do that yet, it's a really nice thing to do, the way that we're doing. Because you can use it for sleeves, you can use it for necklines, you can use it for the waistline, on a lot of different projects. And honestly, this was the first project that I tried it on, and I feel like I should have used it a lot sooner, the technique I'm going to show you. Alright, we need a couple more inches. Let's do about like 6 or 7 more stitches. Nope, maybe less. 5. Let's go 5. Nah, I feel like I'm getting a little too far. Let's remeasure. Remeasure! 2 more. 2 more. My dog is making noises over here. Alright, fast enough. And now, are you ready for the cuff? And you can do this, this style cuff is good, like I said, it's good for sweaters, it's good for a lot of different things. I know a lot of people use it for the hexi cardigans. Hold on, I've got yarn stuck to me. The hexi cardigans, they use them to make your cuff for your wrist. And it's pretty simple to do, but we're going to do, okay, so now you have your V for your neckline, you've got your armholes right here, and now I'm going to actually start my seam, or well, we're going to do a cuff, so we're going to go around. Hold on, give me a second, I've got to remember how I did this. Okay, foundation single crochet is how I start. So to do that, if you guys haven't been in some of my previous videos, I do a lot of foundation stitches. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. They just help with better tension and consistency throughout the project. So to do that, I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to go into the back bump of that first chain. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull up. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to finish the single crochet. So now on this second one, you're going to insert the hook on both loops, so you're grabbing it as if it's a chain. pull up, chain 1, and then finish the single crochet. I'm going to do probably, I think I did about 7 of these, so give me a second. Let's do 7 and see where we're at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That should be a good cuff, because it's going to go like that. And that looks like what I did on my prototype. It matches the distance. So just in case you guys are wondering in measurements what that looks like, about 2 inches. And obviously you can change it as you wish. So now that I have this, I want to attach it as I go. You could make a whole strip and then whip stitch it, or do what we did and create a seam to sew it together, but I'm going to actually do this as we go. And I'm going to grab, to get it started, both of these loops to reinforce this little seam. So we're just going to insert our hook on those loops as if we were starting going across, but I'm just going to grab those 2 and we're going to slip stitch. So slip stitch to join there, and then I'm going to do 1 more slip stitch to give me space, and then I'm going to do my second row. Sorry, I was a little bit low. So I've slip stitched here. I've done I didn't slip stitch again, sorry. I chained 1 to turn, and then we're going to turn just the cuff. Now this is going to get a little bit easier once you start seeing it come together, but now what we're going to do is single crochet in our back loops only, because I want this to create this ribbed texture for the entire cuff. So while it's going to end up staying here, for right now I'm just going to turn it to get where I need to go. So back loops only, single crochet, insert your hook, pull up 1, pull up 2. Single crochet, back loops only. And this is going to feel just like you're doing a scarf or anything else where you're doing back loops only, single crochet. There's nothing different, because now here you're at the end, and you're going to chain 1, and we're going to turn. And you just may have to keep moving your piece to accommodate. Now, excuse the dog hair. I have 2 Australian Shepherds, if you guys don't know. Okay, so skip the chain. You're not going to go in the chain. That's our chain right there. Boop. You're going to go into the first stitch, back loops only, no different across. Single, 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 and you're doing 7 if you need to remember, 7. If you want to double check, we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ignore the fact that I dropped the loop right there. Okay. But now that you're here, again, we want to keep joining it as we go. So I'm going to go into this row, and I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to aim a little high because I'm okay cinching this in a little bit. Normally, you want to try to keep all your side stitches even in height with the height of your stitch. So double crochets, if you were doing a border, for example, and you don't want to warp your project, you would normally do 2 stitches in the side of a double crochet row. I'm intentionally not. I want to cinch this in because I want it to sit a little tighter around my waist. So I'm just going to slip stitch right there. Chain 1 because we are going to turn. If it makes you feel better to move your whole project, you can. Otherwise, you can kind of keep just flopping this back and forth for a little bit. But, and Letty, that's what she said. I know. Oh, man. Alright, so here we go. Keep going. Back loops only, single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just, for some reason, I wanted to put a stitch right here, but that's our slip stitch. So count backwards for 7 so you don't accidentally do that. That's how I double check myself as I go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Again, chain 1 to turn. We're not doing anything crazy here. We're just turning and going back towards it. So back loops only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, hit my light, 6, and 7. And every time you come back here, you're going to slip stitch somewhere else. And I'm kind of trying to, I'm going to aim here, then I'm probably going to aim up here again because I'm trying to kind of bring in my project. So I've slip stitched, chaining 1 to turn, and then we're single crocheting back. I'm going to do this a little bit with you. I'm not going to go all the way around because I'll probably like bore everyone to death. But what I want to do is get enough where I can show you how I join it on the very last row. And that way you guys can finish your project without having any issues. And I don't have to record like a whole other video because that would be excessive for just one little segment. Alright, so we chain 1 turn and go right back.
So, only 1 slip stitch in the body of the garment.
Yeah, I'm only doing 1. You can do more. Some people do. I didn't. You can. And now I'm going to aim a little high because again, I'm trying to bring it in tighter. Some people will do 2 slip stitches and then go back, but I don't know what the benefit is unless you're doing half double crochets and like you have a taller stitch. I could see the benefit then. And maybe that's why. Oh goodness. Alright, where do we want this one? I think I want to go at the top right here. I really don't like to ever stitch into this type of scenario. And the reason why is you can see what it's going to do. It's going to pull that gap open, and I just feel like that makes it really ick. So I'm going to try to aim for where it comes together so it has a little bit of a tighter spot.
I'm working this along with you.
To go. Ooh, nice! Good! You were done with your homework? Good for you, Grace. You must have been really on it about getting your stuff done. I say that and I feel bad. Letty, I'm not throwing you under the bus, I swear. I swear. You're making a ton of different things.
If the ribbing starts to flare rather than cinch, what would you recommend?
I just noticed mine was. I am not going to recommend anything because I did the same technique here and it worked. I would say do a tighter chain when you turn. Or you could start counting. If you want, you could also start counting your your chain as your first single crochet, and then you could skip the first stitch. You just have to remember to go into it when you go back. So you could always opt to do that. That would make it a little bit tighter, if that makes sense. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going to go up here just to keep bringing it in tighter. Chain 1. And going back the other way. Chain 1 and turn. And we're going to go right here, and then I'll jump up on the next one. And we're turning again. So now let's pretend that the next row is my last row and that we've gone all the way around. I want to get you set up for how to finish this, because I don't want to torture you guys watching this tedious process. Again, I'm trying to go up higher to keep cinching this in. So I'm chaining 1 and turning. Let's pretend this is my last row. I think I have enough where I can show you guys how I would finish this if it was all the way around. I'm hoping I can simulate it.
Yes, I like the look of this.
Good, I'm glad. Alright, so let's pretend we've gone all the way around, okay? And now we're here. I know this is really small and obvious, but I want to leave you guys with enough to get this done. Once you're here, it's the exact same thing that we've been doing. You're going to sit there and grab the first or the last, row and the first row, and you're going to start bringing them all together with a slip stitch. You could also use a single crochet. You guys know the drill. You can do either or. You're going to end up turning the entire garment inside out when you're done. You're going to slip stitch all the way across. I'm going to undo this before when we're done, so I will not fasten off when I tell you to, but let's pretend you've gone all the way around. This is the nature of live, is I want to make sure you guys have what you need without having to torture you. But make sure you do 7 slip stitches all the way around. And then I would do 1 more in the garment just to sit there and make sure everything was tight. And then you're going to fasten off and weave in all your ends. Once you're done weaving in all your ends, flip your garment inside out, because all the seams will now be on the inside, and then color block your item so that the seams release and it'll lay flat, and then you're good. You guys will have your tank top. So that is all you need to do. I'm going to undo this just so I can keep working on my homework to finish this, and I will definitely post it when it's done. But does anyone have any questions before I leave you guys to your own demise to finish it? We actually got through everything. I'm really excited because now you guys have what you need, and that's another project done. Oh my goodness, this one got a little bit hard to get my hook into. Okay, now I want to slip stitch.
Do the armholes have a ribbing?
I did not on mine. I left them the way that they are. Now, if you want to, you can. But nope, I left it just with this raw edge, the double crochet. But again, Grace, it's yours. You can do what you want with it. Oops, that's supposed to be a single crochet. Okay, let's fix that. That got wonky real fast.
This will be good for hats, necklines,
oh yes,
waistlines.
Oh yes, absolutely. You can use this for a lot of things. And you can also start with this stitch, like let's pretend it wasn't attached to a garment, and you could create this stitch like I did in the beanie video that we did last Thursday. You could do this and then start crocheting on top of it. So it's just a different way to attach, and what I like is this is going to clean up this entire edge and make it look far better than what you see right there. So it turns this into this, which looks really good. Alright, I'm going to leave you guys to your own demise. if anyone is watching this after the fact, because this will be dropped into my Get Hooked playlist so that you guys have it for, you know, any refreshers that you may need, any repeat projects that you may need. Thank you, Grace. Oh, I'm glad. I'm so glad. So you guys have that. It's in the Get Hooked playlist. I can tell you a few other things that we got going on. Let me just finish this row. Because Thursday, we're going to be finishing our beanie. So if you haven't finished that homework, let me show you guys what's up next. Thursday, we did this last Thursday. So last Thursday, you guys should have taken either the single crochet version or the slip stitch version, made your brim, and done your first row around of single crochets in multiples of 3. So my homework's done. I'm ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be building on that and adding our second color in. So we're going to start doing all of these stitches. I don't know if we're going to finish it because I might record again how to do this, or I'll refer you guys to the other thing. We'll see how quickly this goes. This does tend to go a little bit faster, but I think I might just leave you guys to finish this part, and then we can come back together and finish it in a third week. So that's what's going on Thursdays. But next Tuesday, I know several of you guys who follow me over on TikTok, I know you guys were with me as I figured this hot mess out, and we have frogged it, we have unfrogged it, we have finally gotten the hang of it, and it's coming together. So this is going to be my Christmas, like, scarf. I'm going to be doing it as a few gifts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have one more row of red. But I will be showing you guys how to do this. So I will be making another one because I've got 2 gifts that I need to make this for. So I'll start another one on next Tuesday's live, and we should be able to wrap that up on the following Tuesday's live. I'm making sure I have my days right. So if you guys aren't checking me out on TikTok, you want to, because that's where we're doing a lot of the raw stuff, where I'm literally frogging, trying new things, frogging, writing stuff. You guys know, a lot of you guys are my regulars over there, but if you're new to me on over there, you want to check it out. Same name, Jenetics Creations. Here, I'm trying to go live every Tuesday. The time is always variable because I'm playing around with my schedule.
That's great.
Thanks, Grace. I know, we finally got on top of this, right? You saw the horrific mess. And then I go live every Thursday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So all of those can be available for repeat in the Get Hooked playlist, and all comments that you guys leave, I will get back to you. I genuinely enjoy teaching and just love the fact that so many people are making so many awesome things. So subscribe, stay tuned. I've got so much more coming, and if you guys have requests, throw them in the comments. I will update all of the descriptions to have my link tree. So if you guys need any of the yarn and the stuff that I get, all of those links are in there. And I will see you guys next Tuesday or day after tomorrow. I will see you guys on Thursday. Alright guys, Grace, I want to see pictures. Make sure the pictures get in the cord. If you guys are not in our Discord, the link is pinned at the chat. It is free. We exchange a lot of ideas and brag about a lot of things and just connect with a lot of other crafters there. If you're new here, it was so nice to meet you, and thank you for spending time with me. I will definitely see you soon, and keep